What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over rakeandprofit.com. Getting ready for a workout right now. But I want to make this video because people always ask me, what are the best times to go to thrift stores? And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the times when it's raining out is, well, you probably can't see it too well, but you might be able to see it falling on me. It's raining out pretty hard right now. Those are some of the best times to go to thrift stores. Now, why? Well, first and foremost, the obvious reason, because it's slightly dangerous out. So if you are going to ride, go to thrift stores and drive in your car when it's raining, be safe. But, you know, less people are going to be going, right? Less people are going to be going. And I've found also that when it's raining out and the workers are at thrift stores, there's not as many people there. So a lot of times they catch up with some of the inventory, putting more stuff on the floor. So some of the best times to go to thrift stores to crush it in your eBay and Amazon, Poshmark, Etsy business is when it's raining outside. So obviously be safe. If you're over here in New England, where, you know, I'm in Connecticut, when it snows out, those are some of the best days as well, as long as the employees actually go to work. So, you know, still at the end of the day, it's hit or miss with thrift stores, because if there weren't a lot of donations, which as of late, there's been a little bit less of donations I've noticed since all the craziness has been going on in the world. I think people are just holding on to things more. And with a lot of things just going up in value, people are, I think they're selling it themselves, or maybe they're like, you know what? Everything's out of control in my life right now. Like, things are crazy. I'm going to hold on to this stuff. I don't know what it is, but I've talked to a couple of my manager friends at thrift stores, a couple of my friends at pawn shops. I've talked to a lot of my reseller friends. And it's just like a consensus that thrift stores, consignment stores, pawn shops are getting less stuff. Maybe that's just my area. But if you're trying to find really good inventory, go out on those rainy days. On those rainy days, you could definitely find stuff if you're willing to risk your, risk yourself driving and whatnot. On the snow days, of course. Let me know down below, when are the best days that you enjoy going thrifting, where you feel like you have an edge on the competition. For me, it's rainy days. I'm thinking about what other times are really good for me. Sometimes the weekends, right? At like weird times. So maybe if like one of my thrift stores, they close at like 9 o'clock on Saturday. Sometimes I'll go at 8:30 every now and then, and I'll crush it. The employees aren't always putting out inventory on those days. So sometimes it's hit or miss. And that's why I always tell you, you have to become acquainted and build relationships, build rapport with the people working there, because you can find out what days do they put out inventory. You can, what I always do is I'll peek through the back door. Like, imagine this is the back door and that's like the warehouse where everybody's storing stuff, you know, and like dealing with inventory. I'll peek through and I'll see if my guys or gals are working, because I know the ones who are putting out books. I know the ones that are putting out clothing, whatever I'm looking for. And if they're working, usually like at Savers, there's 2 people who put out the books. So if my girls aren't over there, then I know there's a good chance that they're not going to be bringing out new inventory. And what I'll always do is I'll run over to the book section and I'll look to see if there's any new inventory, right? So the items at my location go based on a color system. So if I don't see any of those new colors, I know there probably hasn't been anything new putting out, and the new stuff's usually put on the end racks. The same with clothing and books. It's usually not mixed in. Goodwill sometimes does that, but my Savers, they'll put it more towards the end caps. So that's how I know it's, new, fresh inventory. So rainy days can definitely be profitable days. I think I'm going to stop by Savers and Goodwill after my workout. But let me know down below, when are your favorite times to go to the thrift stores? For me, I love the rainy days, the snowy days. I usually don't risk myself on the snowy days, but the rainy days are good, weird, obscure times. And of course, you got to get to know your thrift stores. You got to know the days and the times. You got to know your workers, because those are always the best days. And I would say, last but not least, it's just luck. It honestly is luck. You never know when the good stuff's going to come in. Sometimes you don't know when they're going to bring stuff out. And even if you have 100 competitors in your area, like the girls at my bookstore, they're putting out stuff sometimes 5-10 times a day at all different incremental times, right? Every hour or two. So a lot of times it's just being at the right place at the right time. So with that being said, it's raining. I got to work out and I got to get to the thrift store.